musobola okugenda mu mirimu nga tulikola loosi ate musobola okugenda mu mirimu nga muli balandi lodi nga tuli balandi owuna kubanga twalina ettaka lyo ne sayizi yalyo eba tesadi mu banka erikukwatira mu central bank alikukwatira mu World Bank akitegeeza ofuuze landiro ettaka lyo nobolivaako nebalitwala ogenda Tanzania nobali paka 10 the value remaining was international bank abitugenda akati ekiri wano tayima haleluya kati ndowooza nkyawule babaga ekikuuzo omunakikuuza afuna simanyi
If you have any questions, please.
Thank you very much. Dr. Sitogete Bulungi, your source of definition between differentiation between a landlord and landowner. Also, the difference between a landlord, a tenant, occupant, and bona fide occupant. I also the source of your information.
Hallelujah. Landlord and landowner was a story of the landlord abeera alina ettaka n'ekyapa ne banka ye ng'esobola okutwala ebyobugaga bye mu World Bank n'ebikooti mukitegeke kubanga World banka ya ttaka si banka y'abantu World is land abitugenda atulina banka yaki yettaka ku level bw'ensi yonna kati banka of Uganda naye banka yattaka ku level baki bw'eggwanga kati ettaka lyo bw'olutwala mu banka of Uganda ne balitwala mu World Bank oba landlord abitugenda ekirala ebyokutwanze netenanti nze sabjekti yange tebaddeemu naye ebituute birimanyira ne small abitugenda waliwo ekirala kyo kiweddeyo muzira nomutambuze waliwo omuntu omwawo yamuliza ekibuuzo source of knowledge abitugenda sebo the knowledge is real and private therefore wekugamba kijambadde malika private party njagala gira leero kuli obuzibu ojja kujja tugende mu kaserengende yambule gambe wa private party yakifanagende it's not public ekibuuzo ekirala.
Thank you very much. Sembuuza banki tulina land titles.
Yes.
Right. Naye tetumanyi oba biri mu banka kitwala ki nze kubanga njagala kubeera landlord amanyiddwa international.
Haleluya. Mukubireko mu ngalo ez'abaana yasigaye kuddeyo akati eyo programu esoose mu ggwanga ffe tugenda kukyusa land owners into landlords nasi eri ggwanga lyonna tugenda kukola banka y'abalimi wako ebisanyizo byetaaga ogenda kwabulala nteeyoyo bakukodinge famire yo omukazi wo abaana bo ofune certificate of incorporation ya famire yo okuva mu USB tubagadde mukoli balina national bank group ey'abalimi tumale tututwale mu bank of Uganda bakiwe licensi naye ngetukukaga bamwe naye batwale bank tufuke balande forever ndi waliwo akusanga wate basanga kubalekere notajja gatutwala osera ng'olyavali esayizi ekikukwatako kubanga wali bakasereka musitamu takiwe naye kakati amutemeko omutwe bamuteko bamuziise ebijja kukoba lutwabo ekyagede kulisewo obudde.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah. Professor Pelmogi. Professor Nyeko Pelmogi, you're most welcome. You don't have to speak Uganda, you can speak.
No. I can speak Uganda, but for the benefit of those who do not know Uganda, I will speak in English.
Just a second. I think after you, instead of having each one answering a question, I think we'll have the
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator, and I thank the chairperson of Uganda Land Association and all of us who have come today to listen to these presentations. As earlier I said, I'm Professor Jacob Mogi. I'm the acting chairperson of the Uganda Land Commission. And for those who may want to know the history, I've also been the Vice Chancellor of Poli University for 15 years. Now, I start with reading to you the Constitution on land. The Constitution of the Republic of Uganda states that land in Uganda belongs to the citizens of Uganda and shall vest in them in accordance with the land tenure system provided for in this Constitution. So the whole of land in Uganda actually belongs to us. In other words, government doesn't have land according to this institution, the Constitution, except the land that belongs to government, the wetlands, the national parks, the forests and forest reserves, and those other institutional land, like you find in the schools, government schools, universities, and prisons, police, etc., etc. That's what belongs to government. The rest belongs to us, the citizens. And this constitution has also made it very difficult sometimes for government to implement development programs. You will recall when they were constructing a road, there was a tree somewhere in, what is this place? This tree, the owners did not want it to be acquired by National Road Authority. And they gave a very high fee. But because of that road, and the owners refusing, it means the project delays. You have to convince the owner of the land in order for a road, a government road to pass through. Or you have to compensate the owner of this land before a government project is implemented. And this is the disadvantage of this law, putting land in the hands of the people. But on the other hand, the Uganda Land Association should use this advantage to develop the land. I'm not sure if there are some land owners from the north. You are here, because I see there's a Uganda Land Owners Association also, and probably others. The biggest land so far in this country suitable for agriculture is in northern and eastern Uganda, where the population is relatively low and the land size is fairly large for every individual. But there's even higher poverty in the north and the east. Actually, when you hear of famine in this country, you automatically know that it's either in the north or in the east. If there is flood, it affects the north and the east. If there is drought, it affects the north and east much more than the rest of the country. Simply because these the two regions have depended on the annual food and cash crops. You have to open gardens every 3 months. You grow maize today, 3 months you have to clear it, plant another crop. You rarely hear of famine in central here and part of eastern Uganda. up to Mali area. You don't hear of too much famine in western Uganda. Even if there is drought in western Uganda, we hear cows die, but we don't hear people dying of hunger. And the reason is simple, because these areas have now gone into growing perennial food crops. If you have your matoke garden, even if it flies for something like a week, the matoke will stand and resist that drought or that flood. If it has not rained for something like 3-4 weeks, those crops can withstand, coffee can withstand. But for maize, if it has not rained for something like 3 or 4 weeks during the flowering season, that's the end of that season. You will never get maize again. The same with those other crops, sing, brothers, etc., etc. And that's why there's poverty in the north. Because most of the crops grown in that region are low value. For instance, a maize farmer in the north, during the harvest period, they get about 200 shillings per kilo. 200 shillings per kilo. So, from 1 ton, you get 250,000, 1 ton. And he needs a pickup to take it to the market. But the vanilla farmer here will get about 250 per kilo. And he needs a capella to take 1 kilo to the market. While the northern farmer will need a pickup to take a maize 1 ton to the market, and he gets 250. This other person will go on a border with 1 kilo of vanilla, and he comes home with 250,000. I just wanted you to see how the northerners labor, but they are still in poverty. Until we deliberately bring in the new farming systems in the north and the east, there's no way they will get out of poverty. There's absolutely no way.